Hi, I'm Tony. I'm the guy that's made this website, and you probably found out why elsewhere on it. But this is about how we can help with the problem of dentures going missing. And the article I come across was after I'd been to a meeting with the gerodontology. So this has been done, how they've made dentures from dental scans, and 14,000 get lost every year in hospitals and care homes. So I've made a few videos on this, and it explains how dentures can be made digitally. So if you go into YouTube to my channel and type that in, you'll see the video there, which is about 2 minutes long. And this is actually what I did, and as you can see, it was in December 2023 where I fitted a copy denture. So don't take my word for it. Right, hi George, you've just had these copy dentures fitted and you've had them in for a minute. How do they feel to you?
It feels very good at the moment, okay. Thank you.
And the bite's about the same?
Yes, about the same, yeah.
All right, and well, let us know how you get on with them, but hopefully, well, at least you've got a spare set and like a new set.
Yes, there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cheers. So the reality was the spare set hasn't come out the box from when he left the surgery. So we had a review a month later in January. But this is a different problem, is where you get a broken denture, and you should never fix them like this. So they've been fixed with super glue. And if you look closely, you can see that the reason they're broken is they're thinning the section behind the teeth. So you can see the colour sort of coming through there. And it wasn't the first time. You can see there where they've had a traditional repair done. But the idea would be then is to actually, now they've been glued together with super glue, which clearly is likely to fail quite quickly, is we can scan it and we can get something made in one colour, more or less by return of post if you send in the scan. It's just a question of having the scan. And so what we have been doing is making them in 2 prints, these scans, these dentures, and so you can have a variety of finishes with them. And you can even put your name on them. So if dentures go missing, it's always a fun trying to find out who they fit, and especially in a dementia unit, at least you'll have the name on them. And now what we can do is we can make them, as you would say, in one single print, and the single print can do a variety of colours, as you can see there. So what we can see there is on the outside it's all white, and then at the front we've put in some of the gingiva, which is pink, and so this is on the single print. And this is what you can do. This again is a single print with them painted. So this is a different way, which is quite labour intensive, but you can make some fantastic looking teeth. Anyway, this might be a bit noisy. So at this was a conference in Las Vegas I went to 10 years ago, and it was the 30th anniversary of scanning. And so I got a scanner a few years before that, using it for making single visit crowns and veneers back then. But the interesting thing was this chap here called Frank Spear, and in it he stood up and said these implants aren't lasting as long as teeth that are just being maintained by a hygienist. And implants is, everyone thinks implants are going to do fantastic stuff, but you have to think, why did I lose it in the first place? If I lost it through trauma, fair enough. But this, if you're going to have a full mouth done of implants, then this is what you need, or something similar. You need something that fits over the teeth, over the implant rather, because as you can see there on the right, it's far easier to clean the implant when you've got the teeth out. And these teeth look fantastic. So, anyway. And this is different again. You're not meant, lots of things in dentistry you weren't meant to do. So this is a flexible denture that I made for a patient. I made a few of these, and basically they only fit on sort of one part of the mouth and they clip against the teeth. And patients love them, even though the profession sort of frown upon them, saying they're called gum strippers. But that never seemed to occur with the people that I saw. But what we can do now is we can make them on a 3D printer, and that's what they look like. So a couple of years ago, the material wasn't good enough to do these flexible dentures from a printing machine. And so they clip around and they stay in. So that's the thing, they don't cover the roof of your mouth, as you can see there. And we have a lot more sort of options here. The interesting thing is that if you're doing a copy, the nurse can scan the teeth. And if you ask dental labs which are better, scans from the nurse or scans from the dentist, and they say scans from the nurse. So if you had a care home and you got a nurse to come in with a scanner, they can scan the mouth rather than just the denture. And if they've got missing teeth, you need a dentist to fit them. But you don't need a dentist to come in, do the checkup. You can do that with a camera. Even the nurse can do x-rays. There's so much more that we can do. But yeah, for a partial denture, the nurse can do the scan, but the dentist needs to come in and fit it. You may have seen it from a camera picture that you took. And certainly with these flexibles, they stay in so well. You need to make sure that the user can take them out, so the patient. And that might be a little bit more tricky in a care home. But there are lots of options we have there. And so what you would do is you get a scan. And so this is the website that I'm releasing in September. And on the website, then you can register as a patient or rather as a user, and you can upload your scans. And the same applies for dentists and hygienists, nurses. All the whole dental team can promote themselves there. And then they can be found here. So if you want to find a scanner, it'll be here. And this is what I did I had an idea about doing it on the phone. And so this is from I've still got the same phone. It's an iPhone 11. And, this didn't work. The data wasn't good enough. You saw a picture of it earlier. But you can print these. But the problem is you need to make sure you have it printed with the right material. So you need to come through an authorized lab, because that would just be dull. And this is the scanner that I used that did work, and these cost about 500. And I did it, did it a year ago, and you can see some of my attempts there. And it does work well, but it didn't work well yesterday because I haven't used it for a year, and the software I needed to calibrate. And so, it's a learning process, but you may try a different scanner if you can't get to see a dentist. And if someone has got one of these scanners, then we can check to see if the scan's good enough. And there are lots of videos on this 3D scanning and copy dentures. And I also made a video showing you how to do it from scratch. However, it doesn't show you how to calibrate. And I'll make another one. But you don't have to use just this particular, it's called a Creality Lizard scanner. There are probably more out there. And I learned how to use it on YouTube. So this is if you look there, Creality COS Studio. So you learn a lot on YouTube for free. And so you'd have to upload the file. And most of you used WeTransfer or something similar. But that's what we'll use for you to actually forward your data. And in order for this to work, then we do need the government certainly our regulatory body, to be more precise on what we can and can't do. Because this can clearly be done by the whole dental team, and even do lots of other things that dental hygienists and therapists can come in and do, denture relines and all kinds of stuff. But the problem that we have is like this, is we're just scared of an authority that actually haven't kept pace with technology. So our Dental Act is over 40 years old. So please sign the change. Just change. It's on the homepage, and go to Dental Health Service. And like I say, you can look at that at the moment, dentalhealthservice.net. But next month it'll be dentalhealthservice.co.uk.